What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and of course with the brand new Wave 3 just releasing on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we are now halfway through the booster pass, which means we only have 3 more waves left, and that will be 4 through 6, which is probably all going to launch next year, obviously because it has to be done by the end of 2023. So of course, after every single wave, we have to start speculating the next one, and that's what we're doing today, is speculating Wave 4, because we might know a lot more about it than initially thought. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We're going to dive into the leaks, dive into my predictions, dive into everything that's going to accumulate to what Wave 4 could actually be. And I would love to hear your predictions down below as well, and things that you would have changed from my list. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Mario Kart, and let's jump into the video. So, I made a video on this a while ago, and to give you a quick recap, we pretty much have all the data mine names from the games in which all these tracks are coming from, which means we can actually label down how many more tracks are coming from each game. I'm not going to talk about all those details today. All you need to know is that we have placeholders in which what game that track comes from. So we'll know if it's a Wii track or if it's going to be a GameCube track in that spot, but we'll at least be able to get that right. But even with that said, we do have specifics for specific tracks as well. For instance, we know all the city tracks are going to be in here, and we actually know where they go. So let's just start off with that. So these are the leaked city tracks, and they've been right ever since. Now, there is one change that I have to make because the Feather Cup LA Laps is actually leaked as well, and is actually going to go on the tail end of the Boomerang Cup. With that information in mind, we can go ahead and start predicting. Now, I will mention when there's certain leaks that have popped up and why I picked certain things as well to help you guys understand my logic. But, of course, starting off with the Yoshi Fruit Cup, the very first track we're going to have is a city track, and we know it's Amsterdam Drift. This track actually reminds me a lot of Daisy Hills. You're flying through windmills and through this little city, and you actually get to go underwater in a lot of sections as well, like underneath the harbor or the river or whatever it is, and you get to jump off of boats and fly underneath boats, and it's kind of cool. It's not really one of my favorite ones just from looking at some of the gameplay and some of the recreations people made in Mario Kart 8. The music also kind of scares me for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like these grown men just kind of groaning, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of spooky sounding in a way. But you know what? It is what it is. It's a new track for me because I've never played in any of these city tracks and tours, so I could take it. The next track we know is going to be a Wii track, so I chose DK Summit. I still think it's going to be closer towards the winter time, like early spring when this releases. There is the options of Koopa Cape and Toad's Factory, so I think those are options on the table as well. And there's also the missing Daisy Circuit, Rainbow Road, Move U Highway, and Dry Dry Ruins. But I think it's going to be between DK Summit, Koopa Cape, and Toad's Factory. And I'm going with Summit now. I don't know, I just feel like there's other snow tracks that they have to release, such as Vancouver Velocity and also potentially Vanilla Lake, so I definitely want to make sure that we get one of these snow tracks in already, and I'm going to go with DK Summit. I also feel like DK Summit is a good choice simply because it is a Mario Kart Tour, and we know Nintendo likes to take from Mario Kart Tour the best they can because they're the most updated tracks so far, and they're kind of updated, I think, also to kind of go alongside Mario Kart 8, and they probably know that because they probably have a grand scheme to intertwine those tracks. So, yep, I'm going to be picking a lot of Mario Kart Tour tracks because I think that's what Nintendo's game plan is right now. Now, this is the sad one because we have one DS track left, and I personally do think it comes down between 2 tracks. I think it's going to be between Airship Fortress and Luigi's Mansion, and I think they both are deserving of this place. I love Luigi's Mansion. I would love to see some type of creepy Luigi's Mansion themed track in this game, but Airship Fortress is just so good. It's one of my favorite tracks, literally of all time, and it's just worth it. It's in Tour as well. I think Luigi's Mansion is as well, but you know what I'm saying? Airship Fortress. And we do have tracks like Delfino Square, DK Pass, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road once again, but my problem with Delfino Square, I love Mario Sunshine, but we have a lot of city-themed tracks coming and already have released, so I don't know if we're going to get a lot more of those city-themed tracks, and I just don't think that's the best option right now. In DK Pass, there's a lot of snow tracks going into this DLC. I just don't think it's the best choice, especially considering the fact that I already chose DK Summit from the Wii, so I don't think that should be included as well. I'm not a big DK Pass fan, and I just feel like it's also not one of the best choices for a DS track to return. Okay, so the next track we're getting, we know is a new track. In the same vein as Merry Mountain and Sky High Sunday, it's going to be a Mario Kart Tour Nitro track, which just means it's kind of a new track for us. Now we have placeholder text and also some assets for this new track. The placeholder text is YI and we have assets such as Yoshi's eggs, Shy Guys, and even flower rings, which of course is going to probably be Yoshi's Island. That's why it's YI, and all those assets come straight from Yoshi's Island. We're going to get a Yoshi's Island themed track as one of the new tracks, which is super exciting. I have no clue what this is going to look like. I don't know if it's going to have kind of the art style of the crayon colors from the classic Yoshi Island series. They're going to go with more of the arts and crafts style of Yoshi, with like Yoshi's New Island, Woolly World, Crafted World, and even Mario Golf World Tour has a Yoshi themed course, which actually has that felt and everything as well, and it looks really pretty. I would love to see kind of a track that's based off of this design. Hey guys, thank you for watching so far. We are halfway through the video, so stop what you're doing. Leave a like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers. I would say by the end of the year it's probably not going to happen, but just help us reach 200,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I just wanted to give you guys my thanks. Thank you guys. Back to the video. Now starting the Boomerang Cup, we know the beginning and end, but we'll just go over it again. The very first track in this cup is going to be Singapore Speedway, which looks really cool, by the way. It's another nighttime city, but it just has really cool vibes to it. Like, you're going through the rooftops of buildings, and also like there's like pools on the roofs, and you get to glide a lot all over through this nighttime city. I really do like this track. There's also a really cool escalator style of section like we saw in Coconut Mall, with the green path being faster than the red one. So it's pretty cool that that's in there as well, and just the whole background, there's like a Ferris wheel and tons of neon lights everywhere. It is a beautiful track and probably one of my favorite looking city tracks so far. We are finally getting a double dash track, and there's supposed to be 4 of them within this entire DLC. We haven't had one yet, but my guess is going to be either Daisy Cruiser or Dino Jungle. Don't ask me why, but I do believe one of those is going to get in, and my gut is telling me Daisy Cruiser first. But if you guys want to know what other tracks we have, I'm thinking the possibilities are probably going to be between Daisy Cruiser, Dino Jungle, Mushroom Bridge, DK Mountain, and Waluigi Coliseum, which is actually one of the few tracks leaked because it was supposed to be in the current wave we have now, but it got swapped out with Maple Tree Way. And if it just got completely swapped out, we're not going to see Waluigi Coliseum or whatever this Wario Stadium track is going to be until the very last wave. Now, we know Nintendo can switch anything around, so once again, that's why it's impossible to 100% predict, but the other tracks we have from the Double Dash series is just Peach Beach, Dry Desert, Mushroom City, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road. I already said there's probably not going to be any cities, so yes, I know Mushroom City is probably not going to happen, but I did say Mushroom Bridge. Why? I just think Mushroom Bridge is so good. I feel like that's the one city track that should happen. But yeah, I'm going Daisy Cruiser. I think it's a really good track. I love the fact that it's just a boat in the middle of the ocean, and it's a really fun track to just race around this cruise boat. I think it's a great one. It's in tour. It definitely should be here. Okay, time for a GBA Super Circuit track. So we have 2 remaining, and this one's going to be tricky because one of them we already have confirmed, I believe, to be Sunset Wilds, and that's confirmed for a future wave. So right now, I think it's between River/Lakeside Park or Bowser's Castle. There's been some rumors going around that Bowser Castle 3 is going to return. It is in tour. We could see that track for sure. But another one that I think definitely needs it is either River/Lakeside Park, because we really haven't seen much of these tracks. In fact, Riverside Park did get remade for Mario Kart Tour, and it looks very beautiful for a classic track brought back. And I really like these style of tracks like Snowland and Mario Circuit 3. They just have a really good vibe to them. I don't think Lakeside is going to get it because it has a big emphasis on a volcano that's spewing in the background, and I feel like we might just get DK Mountain from Double Dash, so that already has a huge volcano that we're actually racing on, so they may not want to choose this one. Like I said, there was some leaked info about something with Bowser Castle 3 from GBA. I had to look a lot more into this to find out what that's about, but I just don't like this track. I don't know why we keep seeing it return. As far as Bowser Castles go, it just feels like Bowser's basement. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of this track, and I definitely think it belongs to Riverside Park. And the last track we know for sure now, thanks to that data mine, is Los Angeles Laps, a third city track within this wave, which is the first time we're going to have 3 city tracks in one wave. It's not going to be the last time because it's happening with some future waves too. More information on that later. But of course, LA Laps is another beautiful city themed track that takes you along the beach during the sunset. You can even fly through an oil mine I think you can drive through as well, which is just like, what? It's definitely wacky. It's all over the place, but it's such a beautiful looking track. I love that sunset, and I can't wait to see it in Mario Kart 8's engine. It's just going to be beautiful. I can't wait for this one. This one also looks like a really good one along with Singapore Speedway. I'm excited for those two. Can't say the same for Amsterdam Drift right now. Who knows? Maybe it'll be better than I think, but these two definitely are catching my eye. Oh yeah, you get to fly over a freaking baseball stadium with a crowd. That's amazing already. And that right there is our 8 tracks for Wave 4. These are my predictions. Of course, I could be incredibly wrong, and I probably will be. But once again, I'll show you real quick. These are the ones that are apparently leaked that we can probably 100%, I know I just said probably 100%, but we can probably like 95% confirm that these are going to be in their spots and these are going to happen within Wave 4. But which one of these tracks are you most excited to see? Which ones do you think I'm going to be right about? Which ones do you think are going to be different and what you want to see instead? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Mario Kart and all things Nintendo in general. Seriously guys, it helps a lot. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers by just subscribing right now. All you have to do is click that button and it goes a long way. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.